boys and girls, Wardfire here, and we're finally gonna play the Raven. The game is made by the same people who are making the Book of Written Tales series. And we have played Book of Written Tales 1, we played Book of Written Tales Critic Chronicles, and I backed Book of Written Tales 2 on Kickstarter, so I'll get that whenever that comes out, and we'll play that too. And now we're gonna play the Raven. I've been waiting for so long to play the Raven, just because it's made of the same people, so I think it's gonna be pretty good, hopefully. So, and yeah, this game is 3 chapters, and we have all of them here. I don't even know if I have the extras or not that are here, because everything's unlocked, so I don't know if I have it or not. I don't think, I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna start chapter 1.
The Raven's heir. Soon as one of them's caught, another one takes his place. Hey, Harold, have you read this? Harold? 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 You hear me? This is no time for fun and games.
Shh! Calm down. I'm a copper. We're on the same side.
A copper? What are you doing here? And where's Harold?
Harold? Well, there's another guard back there unconscious. That's probably him. The Eye of the Sphinx. Where is it?
It's there.
Oh, good. Then he hasn't got it yet.
You mean the Raven's heir?
Shh! Turn it off. He's gonna steal the eye.
But how do you know?
Doesn't matter. All that matters is that we catch him. Do you understand?
Yeah, but...
Do you understand? You and me, mate. We'll be heroes. All right, now, we just have to...
What?
Halt! Stop! You're under arrest!
Hands up!
I don't have time to play. I'm on duty.
Haha, you're funny. But you don't look like a real cop. You don't even have a revolver.
Alright, so we're in the game, so we saw there that the Raven is a pretty good thief, right? And what should we should ask the boy who is.
What's your name, boy?
My name is Matthew Miller,
And where are you from, Matthew Miller?
from Dillsburg, Pennsylvania. But my mom and I live in England now. She's taking care of some rich old lady. We're on our way to Venice at the moment. We're taking a cruise on a big ship.
Impressive. You've already seen half the world. I've spent my entire life in Switzerland.
Must be really boring.
And what's with the gun? What do you need it for?
It's the Raven. He was gunned down, so now I need a pistol.
Dead birds don't need guns. Nor do live ones.
You don't know who the Raven is, do you? He's the greatest burglar ever. He stole paintings from the Louvre, and those priceless eggs with gold and diamonds and stuff. And Bobby Dobbs says he replaced the crown jewels with rhinestones.
I know who the Raven was. Although, I don't quite buy that bit about the crown jewels. You do know these days there are thieves far more dangerous than your old Raven. 2 days ago, a precious ruby was stolen from the British Museum. There was an explosion. A guard was severely injured.
Really?
Yeah. And you know what the papers say?
You talk too much, Constable.
Zellner, monsieur. Anton Jacob Zellner.
Or did he pull a gun on you?
No, monsieur.
Get a move on.
Inspector Legrand, it's a great honor to work with a celebrity like you.
We appreciate the support of the Swiss police. But it'd be better if you'd remain seated and keep an eye on things.
But monsieur, your journey on this train is most unusual. Is it related to the burglary at the British Museum?
Not in the least.
And the safe? What's that for?
I'll let you know if we need your help, Constable. If you'll excuse me, I'll be in the first freight car at the back of the train for the rest of the trip.
I'm not here to enjoy the beautiful scenery. I am a good observer, and I have finally honed powers of deduction.
Oh.
Thanks to that?
I watched the people on the platform in Zurich. I know, for example, that man over there is a violinist.
That would be more impressive if there weren't a violin case next to him.
And I believe that the gentleman in the next carriage is a German doctor on his way to Italy to take up a new position.
And what gives you that idea?
There's the rod of Asclepius engraved on his cufflink. And he's carrying a German-Italian dictionary.
Maybe he's just taking a holiday in Italy, following in Goethe's footsteps.
Too much luggage. And no, he's not retiring to Italy either. The suitcases are too shabby for me to believe that he can afford to retire in his late 50s.
All right then, Constable...
It's like Sherlock
Zellner.
Holmes.
Constable Zellner. If you're such a clever fellow, what am I doing on this train?
Oh, crud. Well, he's not on holiday. That's for sure. I'd say since he has a safe with him, he's probably not searching. He's probably guarding something.
I think you're guarding something.
Oh, really? And what might it be?
Whatever is inside the safe. Money seems a bit like too mainstream for this. And I'll go with a jewel.
Could it possibly be a jewel that's making a long and perilous journey?
You're guessing. You can't possibly know what's inside the safe.
But if that were the case...
Then I'd ask you why the train wasn't crawling with police.
Don't arouse attention, right? Because
You don't want to arouse attention.
Évident. but why not?
It feels weird answering more men are necessary to his questions, so I guess it's a trap?
It's a trap.
You've got a vivid imagination. I'll give you that. Well, that is impressive, I admit. But the fewer people involved, the better. We'll get along fine without you.
You won't.
Won't? Pardonnez-moi.
I can help, and I will help. You're in my country, and I've been ordered to assist you. And that's exactly what I'll do, whether you like it or not.
Clever and stubborn. Your commitment speaks volumes, Zellner. But this is my show, and I don't need you. Bon voyage.
Pretty sure you
How
will.
do you know?
Aww.
Oh,
Okay.
hello.
You cheated.
I did what?
I saw you talking to the German doctor on the platform. He told you everything himself, and you were just pretending to put two and two
Aw.
together.
And what of it? Do you know who that is? That's Inspector Nicholas Legrand. You have to impress him if you want to work with him.
I'm going to tell on you.
You'd really tell on me? To the very policeman who shot your dear Raven?
Whoa! It was him?
Mm-hmm. Hunted and killed Europe's most famous burglar. That's how he got his start.
I won't tell him a thing.
I wouldn't either. All right, Matthew. I have to do my work now.
Everyone calls me Matt. Well, except for my mom. She calls me Maddie, as if I were a little kid.
Aw, Maddie.
Whether Legrand wants my help or not, I'll keep my eyes open. Maybe I can change his mind.
Do you want to learn about the game controls? Sure, let's do that. Examine the sandwich paper. To examine an item, just click on it. Click on the sandwich paper on the table.
This morning, I thought I wouldn't be hungry because of all the excitement. Thankfully, I bought a sandwich with me anyway.
If you move the mouse over the sandwich paper again, you'll see that the cursor shape has changed and the text at the bottom of the screen says take the sandwich paper. Click again to pick it up. Very good. Move the cursor to the bottom of the screen. That's where the inventory is. In it, you can see all the items that Constable Zellner is carrying. Left click on the sandwich paper. Oh, we have a paper napkin too. Now you can use the sandwich paper with other objects. Move it over the apple core on the table and left click. Wrap the apple core in the sandwich paper. Okay. Awesome. We'll do that. Open the inventory again and right click on the sandwich paper.
I wrapped the apple core in the sandwich paper. That way I can carry it without making a mess of my trouser pocket. Still, I'd prefer not to have to carry them all day.
Of course, you can also use the items inside the inventory with each other. Left click on the paper napkin and then click on the sandwich paper in the inventory.
The napkin came with the croissant I bought at the train station. A guilty pleasure. I don't need that either.
I want croissants. Oh, the animations are so cool. Let's get rid of it. Dump the litter from your inventory into the ashtray on the Zellner's table.
Every table has its own waste basket. Practical. No need to ever leave your seat.
That wasn't too hard, was it? And now you know everything you need to know about the game's controls. Have fun!
All right.
Whoa. Oh, okay. Bye. Whew. Okay. Now we suddenly have pills and a wallet? Oh, maybe that's what he... Oh, the first thing was tutorial. This is his real inventory. Okay, cool.
We Swiss are crazy about trains. We don't just have a lot of railroads. We have the most beautiful ones in the world.
Aw. Wait, why are we opening the window?
Would you be so kind as to close the door? I don't want to sit in the draught.
Oh, pardon me.
Okay, maybe we can use that somehow. I don't know.
Vicarage in the Mirror, a detective novel by my favorite author, Lady Clarissa Westmacott. For years now, I've been trying to convince my theater group to stage one of her plays.
I see. Okay.
The violinist is a good-looking fellow, and he's traveling through the most beautiful mountain landscape in the world. But one can only hope that his violin is better tuned than he.
Ha.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
If I'm not mistaken, you're a violinist.
That's true.
A wonderful instrument. The violin music touches the soul.
That's why I learned to play it.
Do you play in an orchestra?
No, orchestras aren't really part of my world.
A solo violinist. The best soloists travel a great deal and make a pile of money, or so they say.
In that case, I'm probably not one of the best.
All the voices are low.
Are you traveling to Istanbul non-stop?
No. I'll transfer in Venice to a ship. I'm on my way to Cairo.
Cairo?
I'm performing at the reception in the Egyptian Museum there.
But tell me, did you notice anything unusual on the train?
Anything unusual?
Persons acting suspiciously, for instance.
For heaven's sake, is there cause for concern?
Everything is in order, sir. We Swiss are just very cautious people.
I understand. No, I didn't notice anything.
Have a good trip.
Thank you.
Wait, I heard a writing sound. Oh, what is this? Hey, we have a highlight all current hotspots. Oh, I love that. Oh, it did. Okay. It's basically the window and him and the book. Okay. Here we have a notebook. Return of the Raven. This is the private notebook of Constable Jacob Zellner. I don't know if I should do it with French or German accent, because Switzerland. Should you find this book, please send directly to Zurich Police Headquarters. 23rd of September 1963, a rather valuable ruby was stolen from the British Museum in London. One of the two legendary eyes of the Sphinx. The press is in a tizzy, as one might expect. They blame the new Raven for besmirching the reputation of the old Raven Père, as the latter never harmed a soul during his exploits. We have secrets. Who is the Raven? Look for clues and unveil the identity of the Raven. Alright. The Raven, it must be said, was greatly esteemed by the public for his clever, daring robberies. A copycat criminal has plagued us for several months now, though the imitator leaves raven feathers at the scenes of his crimes. His thefts exhibit none of the original Raven's refinement and gamesmanship. The last 3 robberies have resulted in a total of 5 casualties, one of them severely injured, though by the grace of God, no deaths. I almost read the grace of God. I was like, God, did you? Scotland Yard, Interpol, and Inspector Legrand, maybe, could not be reached for comment. Legrand jagt dann Arben des Raben. Nach Informationen unserer Zeitung hat Niklas Legrand, I don't know my German numbers, französischer Sondermittler bei Interpol, die Ermittlungen im Fall Erbe des Raben übernommen. I'm sure my German is just fantastic. Stellen konnte bei der Verhaftung kam es zu einem Schusswechsel, bei dem der für seinen genialen Einbruch in der Bevölkerung beliebt Einbrecher den Tod fand. And you can see that the German, for those of you who don't know German, you can see that they have like, what's it called? The capital letters everywhere in the middle of sentences. That's because, as I understand it, Germans spell all, let's see if I can have the right English word for this. Is it noun? I think it's a noun. with capital letters. So sometimes it looks funny when German speakers write English or another language, and they do this. So suddenly in the middle of sentences, you see them writing capitals on like words like train or car or stuff like that, and you're like, wait, what? Oh, German. I'm not saying it's like a fault. I'm just saying it's fun because that you can sometimes guess if people are German because they do that. So that's why in German you have all these capitals because they do it like that. Yes, this is Inspector Nicolas Legrand. He seems a bit more French. Legrand looks different in person, older, more worn. He's still a successful detective, but there are rumors that his methods in recent years have become, shall we say, reckless. Legrand seems to be laying a trap for the new Raven. I should try to find out more about his plans. The violinist. There's a man with a violin case sitting in the saloon car. He claims to be a soloist. Seems to be rather worse for the wear. His hand shakes. On his way to Venice, he says, then on to Cairo by ship to give a concert at the Egyptian Museum. Alright, that was that. Then we have opened the in-game menu. And now we have points. And these points just went down. Huh? Wait. Point? What is this? I have no idea. Okay. Oh.
Very kind of
Whoa.
you. Thanks. Oh, pardon me.
No problem. The uniform is waterproof. Mr.
Lucio. Professor Edgar Lucio.
Oh, a professor. Are you a scientist? Do you teach at the Sorbonne?
No, I work at the British Museum in London.
You don't say. May I ask where you are going?
Of course. To Venice. I'm going to meet some colleagues there.
Oh, Venice. A beautiful city, or so I'm told.
Indeed. But I really have to take my leave now.
If you work in the British Museum, then you must have experienced the burglary firsthand.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Oh, no?
Well, there was a lot of commotion, but I didn't really pay much attention to it.
There was a break-in in your museum, and it didn't concern you?
Nope.
Well, let's just say that nothing that's happened in the last 2,000 years concerns me.
Aww.
Whatever you say. The famous Inspector Legrand is on this train. I imagine you know him.
No, should I?
You don't know him? And you also don't know what he's doing here?
No. Why should I?
Just a thought. You're a representative of the British Museum. There's a guarded safe.
Should you really be
on the
saying
train.
that?
I'm sorry. I don't know what you're trying to imply. And now, please excuse me.
Just one more thing. Did you notice anything unusual on the train?
Here? On the train?
Yes.
No. I can't say that I have. Although I did spend most of the time in my compartment.
Okay. Cool.
I don't want to take up any more of your valuable time, but you do understand, don't you, that what concerns me is the present, and especially the robbery at the museum.
Yeah, of course, of course. It's just, I'm in rather a hurry.
You'll get in touch if you notice anything unusual, won't you, Professor?
Of course, Constable.
Mm-hmm.
What's this?
What's the matter, sir?
The door. I can't open it.
Ah, we'll sort it out somehow. The compartment is locked.
But I didn't lock it. I don't even have a key. I asked the steward. He was going to bring me one, but he never came back.
Someone locked it.
Weird.
Find the steward. He needs to bring me the key immediately.
Calm down, Professor. I'll see what I can do.
You don't understand. I have to get back in my compartment.
All right, just wait here. Perhaps a thoughtful conductor noticed that Professor Lucien wasn't in his compartment and locked it. You can easily lock the compartment door from inside by turning a little knob.
But I didn't lock it.
Professor, if you had locked the door from in there, you wouldn't be out here.
That's true.
Yes, that is true.
He doesn't make a very balanced impression. And he, of all people, isn't bothered by a robbery in his own museum.
Nope. Let's see. Let's look at that compartment door, because we can.
The little label on the door reads Baroness von Trebitz. Blue blood on the Orient Express.
Oh my gosh, we're in the Orient Express? Okay, this is feeling so Agatha Christie. I'm kinda, getting kinda like Poirot vibes from... Monsieur Poirot vibes from Zella here too. No, Poirot is from Belgium and not France. Which is very important. Enter the saloon car. Let's...
Yes, what is it? Whoever that is, James, ask them whether they found my purse and then close the door. The noise on this train is driving me crazy.
You're missing a purse. Was it stolen?
At the very least, I cannot find it, sir.
It was stolen.
When was the last time the Baroness saw her purse?
What?
In Zurich, on the platform, sir.
I just asked where you last saw your purse.
In Zurich on the platform. James, tell him that I still had it when I got out to stretch my legs.
The Baroness says...
Maybe you lost it there.
What?
The Baroness never loses anything, sir.
Of course.
I never lose anything.
Very well then. I shall be on the lookout for your purse. If I might ask you a few questions about your fellow passengers.
I thought he was looking for my purse. James, tell him to look for my purse.
The Baroness wishes that you search for her purse.
But couldn't we perhaps... All right. First, the purse.
Yes, I think that would be good.
I will have a look around.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, awesome. So we know that. Let's check our notebook here. I made the acquaintance of Professor Lucien from London's British Museum. He claims that the robbery at the museum hardly affected him. I don't believe him. He seems rather nervous. The door to Professor Lucien's compartment is locked from the outside or from the inside. And who locked it in the first place? Why is James the butler over here? James the butler. Okay, so they... Oh, I see. They are on the same, pages like that. Okay, cool. Baroness von Trebitz and her butler have their own luxury compartment on the train. In my considered opinion, though, there's not a compartment in any train in the world large enough to share with the Baroness. Her butler James must have the patience of a saint. A missing purse, not exactly the case of the century, and I can't imagine that the Raven's somehow mixed up in it. All the same, I'm a police officer, and I really should make an effort to find the purse. Oh my gosh, is that what she looks like? The Baroness seems accustomed to being the center of attention, a trying person in my estimation, but also a generous philanthropist. She travels the world supporting museums and galleries. It's she who's financing the exhibition in Cairo, the first time in centuries that both eyes of the Sphinx will be displayed together. Seems rather exciting. Oh, maybe this is, if we use this. Ah, I see. You have to pay adventure points. I see. Okay, cool. I understand what they are now. It's pretty nice. Let's see here.
I don't believe it. I never thought I'd ever meet you.
Pardon me, but we'd prefer...
It's all right, Miss Miller. I'd like to speak to the inspector.
Unfortunately, just a constable, Lady Westmacott. I'm reading The Vicarage in the Mirror right now, for the 5th time at least.
That's nice.
It's
Constable...
her.
Zellner. Anton Jacob Zellner.
This is my companion, Miss Miller.
A pleasure.
It's the writer!
May I ask what you're doing here? Are you on holiday?
Holiday? Yes, so to speak. The first and last holiday of my life.
Madam?
I've been writing since I was a little girl. It became my job, and now I've stopped. So, this must be a holiday.
You quit writing? Impossible. I have all of your books. Your Detective Partout is my favorite character.
Then I have bad news for you. I killed the old wretch off years ago.
I don't understand.
She's so Agatha Christie.
I'd rather not discuss my work, Constable.
Oh, well, fine.
She's totally Agatha Christie in the Partout is Poirot. This is the Orient Express. It's so Agatha Christie. I love Agatha Christie. I love Poirot.
Are you traveling to Istanbul, Lady Westmacott?
No, we are on our way to Venice. From there we will take a ship to Cairo. As you may know, I have a penchant for archaeology. I fund a few excavations in Egypt. I traveled to Egypt by ship as a young woman. And now I'm doing it again as an old woman.
I see.
It seems that, yeah, it was kind of in, at least for some people, and, like, with money in England, to fund expeditions in Cairo, and that's, you know, how they found, like, Tutankhamun's grave and stuff like that, because some British aristocratic-ish people with money were funding expeditions, archaeological expeditions in Egypt. That said, you know, beginning of the 20th century, I guess. That said, it wasn't easy doing the digs in Egypt.
As a writer, you must be very observant. Am I right? I mean, you have to study the behavior of people around you to create the characters in your novels, don't you?
I solved the mystery of human nature a long time ago, Mr. Zellner. Since then, most people just bore me.
Really? I had the impression you were eyeing me suspiciously as I came in.
What do you want to know, Constable?
Did you notice the blonde man with the violin case?
I certainly did. He introduced himself and tried to make a good impression. People like him are drawn to wealth and fame, like moths to a flame.
But his charms failed on you.
I know him by name. David Kreutzer. He was a drain on my friend's purse.
Do you think he has a money problem?
People like him always have a money problem. No matter how much you give them, they always spend twice as much and complain that they have far too little.
Ooh, he's one of those people.
Did you notice the man who just walked into the next carriage with a cup of tea?
I did. He seemed nervous. He was waiting at the bar for the steward, and since the steward never appeared, he elected to help himself. He took 2 biscuits.
He seems pretty young, but he's already a professor at the British Museum.
Interesting. I'll have to talk to him later. Just out of courtesy, of course.
Of course. There's something else. A passenger's purse has gone missing. I suppose you haven't seen it.
I'm sorry, Constable Zellner. As you know, I only deal with murder, not burglary.
Have you asked my boy yet? Maddie is good at finding things.
I'll go and do that now.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Coming back to the other passengers again, did you notice anyone else? What about the doctor or the Baroness?
I notice that you've asked me about everyone, except for the inspector who went in the direction of the freight car a few minutes ago. Isn't that the Frenchman who made his name when he caught the Raven?
I wouldn't quite say caught.
Well, shot. Why don't you ask me about him and my theory about what he's doing here?
I don't think we should discuss Inspector Legrand's investigation in public.
Legrand, right. That was his name. Will he save the day again? Or will you, Constable?
As much as I'd like to keep talking, duty calls.
You were right.
Madam?
I did observe you as you came in. You seemed so eager.
It's been a long time since I've had a chance to prove myself, madam.
And this is it? Your chance?
I do hope so.
Then grab it. Even small people can make big changes, as my friend Ronald likes to say.
I shall do my best.
Sounds good, sounds good. Yeah, I'm thinking like Legrand, it sounds very much like, what's his name? Lestrange, no? Lestrange. Oh, well, let's see, is that Agatha Christie or is it Sherlock Holmes? one of those, a police officer that helps out either like Poirot or Sherlock Holmes. You know, definitely so cool. I promise. It's like, it has to be. Oh, okay. References to that. Anyways, but I think this is a good time for us to stop. So let's save the game, because, you know, that's a good idea, right? I think this is a good place to break, so, I'm actually gonna do like this, because I always do that. Alright, so we are playing The Raven, and it seems super cool. I'm excited. Finally, we're playing it! Okay, so I hope you guys are enjoying it too thus far, and thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you later.